Good afternoon on this fantastic Monday. Sit back, have a cup of tea, and maybe you might find out how to get a free stack of pancakes right here on Midday, Kentucky. Hey guys.
I'm more excited for the mommy makeover. I can't wait to hear about that.
Do you know what a mommy makeover is?
No, that's what I want to hear about. Well, I've seen different versions of the mommy makeover, but I love all the stuff that you've been showing us at Wells Plastic Surgery.
So it's not.
So I want to hear what
it's not hair and makeup and an outfit.
Oh no, I know.
We're going under the knife,
right?
And that's what a mommy makeover is all about.
I know. I'm excited about it.
Of course, we end up doing hair and we end up doing makeup.
It's all part of the process.
It is all part of it, but we need to start from the basics and turn back the clock big time.
Yeah.
A little warm outside today, my friend.
Little warm, little rainy too. We've got more rain and thunder on the way for your Tuesday. Yeah. So of course I'll have a look at your forecast.
I actually turned the heating off on the weekend.
Yeah, I had all the windows going. We almost hit 70 yesterday, and we've got a very mild 7-day forecast.
That's crazy.
That's pretty nice. A little rain though this week.
Troy didn't get the blue.
Did you go away?
I was here this weekend. You know what I did for the first time? I went to the dog park at Jacobson Park. It was so much fun. Have you been there? It is huge. It's massive. And I was telling Erica earlier, I'm kind of the creepy person there because I don't have a dog.
The creepy person?
Because I don't have a dog. But I'm in the dog park. It was therapy time. I was petting everyone else's dogs. I was there for like an hour.
So you're going to be
with people.
Will you be that creepy lady in your 70s? They go around and play with people's cats.
Well, I hope I'll have my own dog by then. But for now, I'm still on the edge of the plunge of getting a dog. So I'm just enjoying other people's. But Jacobson Park, it's great. I'll have to take you out there. It's pretty close to the station.
Okay, we're going to go out on the paddle boats on the lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Well, that's good. I don't know whether I'll do it, but
I'm going to make you do it.
Okay, so you're saying it's a team effort.
Yeah. It will be a good selfie opportunity.
All right, good. Hey, I wanted to bring up this conversation, and it was something that we saw in the news just recently regarding O.J. Simpson. So you ready? And I want to get your thoughts and opinions on it. Well, O.J. Simpson is eligible for parole on October 1, and there is a chance the Pro Football Hall of Fame could be released from prison after serving 9 years of a 33-year sentence. Now, Simpson, who was convicted in 2008 of 12 charges stemming from a sports memorabilia on 5 of his charges in 2013. He will likely have a parole hearing at some point this summer, during which he will attempt to convince the board that he is kept out of trouble and has been a model inmate. Now, if he is granted parole in October, Simpson will reportedly have a large sum of cash waiting for him. Now, according to the Sunday Express, Simpson has accrued $2.7 million in retirement benefits from his days playing for the Buffalo Bulls and San Francisco 49ers, though the 69-year-old still owes as much of the $33.5 when he was ordered to pay when he was found civilly liable of the murders of Brown and Goldman. Law states that pension money cannot be collected by creditors. Here's my thoughts on this. Well, I wanted to open the table in the conversation of whether he gets released or not, that's not up to us.
Right.
Okay? Whether we think he should be released or not,
I think it's a bit soon. 9 years out of 33, I don't think he's officially paid his debt to society. But that's not the conversation. That's just my opinion.
But that was for theft that he went to prison for to begin with, not for the murders. Okay?
Right.
So 33 years is a long time for the theft, I thought. That's just my thoughts on that one. So 9 years, I sort of think, well, you know, it's okay. Like, it is what it is. But here's my thought on it, and it sort of disturbed me on the weekend when I was reading it, and I was thinking to myself, should he be eligible to receive that $2.7 million in pension funds after he is released from jail, considering he still owes $33 million in the civil libel case with his ex?
Yeah, I know that the law states that you cannot garnish someone's pension. I do think, like, he's eligible to receive it. You don't lose that right once you commit a crime. However, the family should have the right to, you know, legally get that money. But, you know, he still owes them $33 million. So that would just be a chip off of that. But, yeah, I definitely don't think he should be able to have that in the bank if he still owes them. I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised they can't take the pension
Mainly
money.
because it was.
Well, that's what I was
from before. Like, he earned that during his football playing days. That's part of his pension. I could only imagine how bad his arthritis is after getting beat up for all those years. But it's separate. It's two different things, and I think.
So you're saying he should be entitled to the 2.7?
I think he should still get the money, but then he should be forced to pay it.
Oh, or at least some fashion.
In some way, yeah.
Well, I think you were saying that he shouldn't have to give that money. Is that what you were meaning?
Well, I think he should get the money, but he should have to kind of dish out some of that.
Well, it depends on whether he's put it into a trust or because I'm sure the guy has more than $2.7 million in the bank. And that's what they were saying, that he has all this money hidden away in other accounts and things like that he hasn't paid, and he's got out of paying the debt. And I know there are ways that you can go around and do that and not have to pay. Here's the thing, is my thoughts are, is like, if you've murdered someone and it's become a book or a movie, you can't profit from that crime, okay?
Right.
I know he's not profiting from the crime that he's done or been convicted for. But is there not some thing or law that pension should be taken away and he should go out and get a 9-to-5 job?
Yeah. Do you think
really?
If I'm arrested, my 401k should just vanish? And where would his pension go?
Well, that depends on what.
I don't think you lose your right to your money.
No. But you're not being charged for something that you owe money for.
Right.
Well, he's still owing money to a family.
Yeah, and I think he should be forced to pay them, but I don't think there should be any laws where you lose the right to any money you've previously made.
Okay. Interesting.
Is what I think.
All right. Okay.
Every time I think of OJ, I think of him trying to put the glove on in the murder trial, and it's just like, well, if you made a normal hand, you might have cut it.
Well, he also didn't get any money for the movie.
No,
I just think of the Bronco, but I don't know. I still think that 9 years, I think that's pretty light getting out on a 33-year sentence. That's what I'm more surprised by.
Okay. Well, I watch a lot of LA Law. Not LA Law, Law and Order.
I can tell you watch a lot of it. You're a real big fan.
I actually did on the weekend.
He's actually studying.
They had a Law and Order binge-a-thon.
Studying for the bar at the moment.
To
be a lawyer.
Hey, very quickly, you wanted to touch on social media and whether it's a good or a bad thing when it comes to the amount of time we're watching it.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty interesting. This was a study I saw online, and these new psychologists are saying that social media and social isolation kind of go hand in hand. They say people who spend 2 hours or more on social media, and that's not consecutively, because I thought about it.
2 hours a day.
2 hours a day. I don't use it consecutively 2 hours, but maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
You'd be on it for
that
2
kind of
hours.
adds up. They're saying people who spend 2 hours are twice as lonely as people who don't. Once you get that 2 hour mark, you are then twice as lonely. But then the study goes on to say, this is kind of what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because they say they can't tell if people are lonely because they're spending 2 hours on social media, or you are already lonely, therefore you seek out more social media. So what do you guys think? I think it can make you feel kind of lonely.
I think part of our job is to be active on social media.
I think let's take us out of that equation.
Yeah, we're kind of rare because, I have it up in the Weather Center all day long, seeing what's posting. I definitely know who works at home and who doesn't based on what my friends post. But I could see people that if they are vested in it, and maybe the jealousy comes out of it too, because they're like, oh, he's married, he's got a kid, look at how happy he is, and I got nothing. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird things. A lot of it is kind of, I think, people trying to justify, look at my success.
And you only put your best foot forward. The
great
picture with your boyfriend or husband.
Post a bad picture
and it can make people jealous, but they don't realize that, your life isn't picture perfect. Or, I don't know. What do you think, Troy?
Well, I personally think that people put the good and the bad on Facebook. And sometimes I think, when I read the bad, I think to myself,
there's a few whiners
it's
out
like,
there.
Do I need to hear that?
Is this a cry for help or something?
I know. I have someone that I went to school with, and every illness she gets,
Yeah.
it's on Facebook, and the dog's sick, and she's sick, and
But do you think it makes you feel lonely, seeing what other people are doing? I think that you have kind of an opposite view.
I have a full
Tell us what
life.
happened yesterday.
Well, it's funny because I wanted, most of my friends are in Australia, and I thought, geez, I haven't called one of my buddies for quite some time. So I thought to myself, I better give them a call. I thought, before I do that, I'll just check on his Facebook page to see what he's been up to so we can have a conversation. I can say, oh, how was the wedding on the weekend? Well, nothing's really happened for a few months, so I thought, what's the point of calling him?
I saw you posted that, and I'm like, oh, man. That's,
is that a bit rough?
One way to look at it, I guess. I still probably would have called him and said, am I missing anything? Are you just not posting?
Maybe he's lonely, Troy. Maybe this will teach you.
Maybe you could have made his day with that.
Well, you did say to me this morning, you said, well, maybe, did you phone? And I'm like, well, no, because there was nothing interesting to talk about.
But maybe he's just not posting it online.
I also don't want to phone and talk just about me, even though that's one of my favourite topics.
Of course.
We know.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I thought to myself, I know he does do things, but what I'm saying is it's interesting that I thought to look on Facebook first.
Yeah.
That was my first instinct. Instead of 10 years ago, we'd just pick up the phone.
But do you think the positive is 10 years ago, 15 years ago, would you have any idea what all your friends in Australia are doing? You wouldn't be seeing their stuff all the time.
Well, no, yes.
So I think it's a nice way to keep in contact with people that maybe you're not best friends, but I still care about your life to see what you're up to, and that's kind of nice.
I got you. Yeah, but look, I also think, you know, I like it when I get a letter in the mail.
A little
I know it's sad. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Nice
I'm a little old-fashioned. Hey, something that we should be teaching all millennials is there's a school coming up
how to be a
about how to be a grown-up.
I wonder if we need to send Eric to this school.
well, I'm gonna preface that when I moved to South Dakota over 5 years ago, before I left the house, my mom handed me a book and it said, here's what to do now that mom's not around.
Oh,
and it's
really?
a bunch of fun little, like, okay, this is how you sew on a button, this is how you clean certain things. She even wrote in a few of her favorite recipes, my favorite recipes that she made. So it's a really cute book. But there's now an actual official brick and mortar school going up in Portland, Maine, and they're offering classes and events on maybe how to throw a dinner party, maybe how to you know, just be a more well-rounded adult. Like, this is how taxes work, this is how you pay your bills. I don't know. I mean, I've lived on my own since college. I moved away, you know, when I was 18. So I've got, I think, well, most days, think I've got it figured out. But I think this is a class that I could see it being pretty successful.
Well, I think it's really important because I think, especially with young men, they seem to not grasp it as easy as women do, young ladies. Do you know what I mean? But I also think our world has become so easy nowadays that it's easy to go to the supermarket and pick up a homemade meal already. Do you know what I mean?
And you don't realize that you can't cook until you really try on your own. Like, I think since my parents cooked all the time and I was in the kitchen, that I felt I knew how to cook.
Yeah.
And then when I got to college, I realized I couldn't. And I'll never forget, I bought a packet of chicken for the first time, and I cut off the white fat, and I start cooking it, and I'm like, I miss this piece of the white stuff, and I keep cutting off the fat, and then I realize as I keep cutting and cutting and cutting, it's as I'm cooking it, it's turning white.
Yes.
So I was like cutting the fat off. Well, it's like I had never cooked chicken, and I didn't realize it.
At least you know that chicken needs to be well done. That's a big
I had no idea.
That is the funniest story. I love that. I love that.
So I should have gone to adulting school.
But like even just certain things like getting a specific stain out of my carpet, I put down a red Gatorade on my end table, and I swung my big hockey bag around like an idiot everywhere. And this is like a deep red stain.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, first thing, Mom, what do I do? You know, this might be permanent if I can't get on it, but we got it out.
I think it's really important that young men, you know, have a female figure in their life.
Right.
And not that this school teaches that, but they do teach you how to do the basics. And I think it's important. And they're also teaching tax.
Yeah.
When I say tax, how to make sure you lodge on time and the basics, basic information, because we all know millennials aren't always the best at it's all about them. And
we're going to go get our taxes
we'll
done at the same time. We're motivating
you know, how
each
to
other.
how to be a host. Like, I mean, I have my friends over, but I don't know if I actually had to jazz it up a little bit. The first step.
I still can't get the chicken out of my mind.
I'm giggling about that. I'm waiting for the commercial break. Hey, so I'm going to do weather. You get for a hard time, all right?